Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa. I'm a nurse at Northwestern. I also teach yoga. Today for Nurses Week, I will take you through a 30-minute vinyasa flow class. So we'll go ahead and get started and jump on our mat. Go ahead and start in a seated position on your mat, legs crossed, palms facing down on your knees, eyes closed. Inhale together and exhale through your mouth. Another big inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Start to ground down through your sit bones. Feel the weight of your body be supported by the earth below you. Feel the crown of your head rise high. Relax your jaw. Relax your brow. Allow your shoulder blades to just drop on the back side of your back without holding any tension in your traps. Feel your core and your navel pulling in towards your spine for a nice strong expansion through the core. Slow your breathing down and match each inhale with the length of each exhale. Starting each class by setting an intention for your practice today. I offer to explore this idea of suffering, to explore maybe your own personal suffering that you've had this past year. And instead of avoiding, pulling away from the emotions and the feelings that we get with suffering, maybe your intention is just to lean in a little bit closer. Become curious with what you're feeling and move through some of that grit. There might be times throughout class today that you want to stop the video, give up because you just aren't there, compare. And I challenge you just to be there, be present. Start to blink open your eyes, sealing your intention. Another big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, arms go up overhead. Reach towards the ceiling and exhale, placing your palms onto your mat, feeling all 5 fingers on each hand pressing into the mat. Rolling your shoulders back for some shoulder circles. Inhale, left arm goes up high towards the sky for length. And exhale, gentle twist left hand to right knee. Inhale, both arms go up towards the sky. Exhale, pressing your palms back down towards the mat, rolling your shoulders back. Inhale, right arm goes up high towards the sky for length. And exhale, right hand to left knee for a gentle twist. Inhale, both arms go up high. And exhale, reaching in front of you. Feeling a nice stretch in your back body. Focus on trying to glue your tailbone towards the ground as you pull your weight of your body forward. And gently start to walk your arms back, swinging your legs behind you, moving towards a tabletop position. Knees in line with hips, hands in line with shoulders, pressing through a couple breaths through cat-cow. Cat, pressing and arching your back towards the sky, navel into spine, pressing your hands down into the mat. Tops of your feet are flat against the mat. In exhale, releasing your belly closer towards the mat. Chest pulls through the hands. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, pressing your shoulder blades farther away from each other, focusing on that center portion of your back. And exhale, release, pressing your shoulder blades to kiss towards the center of your back. Energetically pressing your fingertips, all 10 fingers, into the mat. Moving through this a couple more breaths for yourself, maybe finding some movement with your hips, moving to the left, moving to the right. Know at any time throughout this practice, your body is the expert. So if you need to pause, you can pause. You can always find a comfortable child's pose is when your big toes to touch and you press back, finding a nice lengthening in your lower back as your upper ribs, where your ribs are supported by the tops of your thighs. Staying here through your cat-cow with some organic movements, waking up the spine. Coming to a still position, press your left leg back behind you, toes flex towards the face, navel into spine, hips even in a line. Inhale, right arm goes out in front of you like you're shaking someone's hand. Exhale, crunch left knee to right elbow. Release and extend. Navel into spine, one more crunch, right knee to left elbow. Finding that cat back as your shoulder blades push farther apart. Extend, releasing your right arm or right palm to the mat, left knee towards the mat. Press through cat. Exhale, cow. One more cat. Exhale, cow. Right leg goes back behind you, toes flex. Hips are even and in line, straight back. Pressing down into the earth for that cat leg back. Inhale, left arm goes out in front of you. Exhale, crunch left elbow to right knee, pressing into your back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. One more because you can. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch, knee to elbow. Release left palm down to the mat, right knee back down to meet the left. Pressing back into cat pose, finding some stretch in that middle upper back. Exhale, release. Bringing your left foot behind you, right foot to meet high plank. Navel into spine, finding that cat-like back as your shoulder blades press farther apart. Bounce into your left back heel, bending your right knee, and bend your left knee into your right calf muscle. Coming back to a high plank. Gently release your knees to the floor, flatten the tops of your feet to the mat, and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Placing your palms down right upside your rib cage. Inhale, baby cobra. Feet stay glued into the ground, pelvis grounded. Low baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Tuck your toes. Move through plank, back into downward facing dog. Gaze up towards your fingertips. Bend the knees. Heels lift. Inhale, tailbone high to the sky, and then bending through your left knee and your right knee, walking your dog. Coming to a still position, finding your breath here, moving through the grip, moving through the movements. Your body may be resisting some of this, but finding some space. Bend the knees, look towards the top of your mat. Either step, jump, or move to the top of your mat. Bending your knees. Inhale, arms go high, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release, placing your palms firmly on the mat in front of you, stepping your left foot back and your right foot back, high plank. Finding that cat-like back, navel into spine. Pressing back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes back behind. Bending the knee of the right leg. Opening your hip. Finding some hip circles. Moving your knee in a circular position of your right leg. Finding some stillness. Lengthening your right leg. Inhale, right knee to right elbow. Exhale, release. Inhale, right leg in between your hands. Lower your left knee to low crescent, pressing yourself up. Inhale, lengthen, finding some good length in your side body. And inhale, one more. Right hand grabs left wrist for a nice side stretch on the left body. Exhale, planting your palms to square your front right foot. Tuck your left back toes, straighten your leg, lift, low lunge. Planting the left palm in the hand, gentle twist, opening up to the left side wall, right arm goes high to the sky. Really energetically pull your left and right leg into each other as if you're about to cross your legs in the middle. Exhale, release your right palm to square the foot. Right leg kicks back, three-legged dog. Right leg to meet the left leg back behind you, downward facing dog. Transition through a chaturanga here, whether that's knees, chest. Pressing up into upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, meet back in downward facing dog. Bend the knees, bring the tailbone high towards the sky. Energetically pressing your thumb and pinky and your pointer finger into the mat. Bending the knees, gaze towards the top of the mat. Step or jump or transition to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift and rise overhead, mountain pose, Tadasana, strongest one yet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release, pressing your left and right palm onto the mat. Stepping your left foot behind you and your right foot behind you, high plank. Cat-like back, navel into spine. Inhale, left leg goes up high, three-legged down dog. Bending at the left knee, finding some hip circles. Remembering to breathe. Don't doubt it, don't question it, just do it. Finding some stillness, left leg goes high, left knee to right, to left elbow. Inhale, left leg back behind, three-legged dog. Inhale, left knee towards your chest. Bring your left foot through, step it in between your hands. Lower your right knee to the ground, crescent lunge, low crescent lunge. Inhale, arms go high. And exhale. One more big arm circle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, planting your palms to square your left foot, tucking your back right toes, Right hand plants onto the floor. Left arm lifts for the twist. Plant your left palm down towards the mat, stepping your left foot back high towards the sky, down, three-legged down dog. Bringing your left foot down to meet the right in a downward facing dog. Gently start to walk your hands back to your toes for a forward fold at the back of the mat. Big inhale. Exhale, find yourself moving closer towards the ground. Wiggle your toes in, big toes to touch, sliver between the heels, transitioning into Utkatasana, chair pose. Finding a nice generous bend in the knees, not to go over your knees though. We're going low enough so that we can still see our toes. And when you're ready, gently lift your upper body up, holding it here, avoiding any type of anterior pelvis tilt. We want to neutralize that. So finding some length in your side ribs. What do we mean by that? Finding more length. If that means you have to come up a little bit higher out of your chair pose, that's okay. Keep your quads engaged. Keep your core in. Pinkies in, thumbs out. Maybe bringing your hips a little bit lower, reaching back as if you're about to sit on the chair. Big inhale. Exhale, feeling the heat build. Start to transition your weight into your right foot. Left foot lifts to shelf position. Bringing your left arm back behind, opening to a twist towards the left. Breathing here. Exhale, coming back to center. Bring your left foot down to meet the right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. One big inhale, exhale. Feel yourself closer towards the ground. Moving through another Utkatasana, chair pose, big toes to touch, sliver between the heels, bending at the knees, nice and generous. Bringing your navel into your spine before you lift so that you can get that core engagement. Hands float. Inhale, chest rises. Pinkies in, thumbs out. Keeping your breath here through the tough, through the grit, because you can. Bringing your hips a little bit closer towards the ground, navel into spine, finding that length. If you need to straighten your legs just a tad to find that length, lifting up through the chest. Find the grit. Find the space where you start to focus through the suffering. Inhale, right leg lifts, weight shifts into the left foot. Exhale, twisting, bring your right arm back behind, opening to a right-sided twist. Keeping your knee engaged on the right side, toes are flexed on your right foot, navel into spine. Finding some strength in this balancing. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, releasing your right foot down to meet the left and forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, start to walk your hands towards the top of your mat, coming to a high plank pose. Holding it here for 2 breaths. Gently release your knees towards the ground. Untuck the toes. Slow and controlled chaturanga to the floor. Placing the palms side the ribs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, high. Tuck the toes. Pressing up through the quads, moving and transitioning into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes high towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Kick your right leg through for kickstand. If it's in your practice, opening up your left palm towards the sky, Right hand stays planted, lifted through the hips, navel into spine. Finding a nice IT stretch, IT band through your right leg. Plant your left palm towards the ground. If you're looking for a challenge, can you lower yourself slowly but surely to the ground? Now we're stuck here. Find the grit, find the power. Pressing yourself back up through, bringing your right leg back behind you through like a downward dog. Feel the stretch, and exhale, releasing your right foot down, downward facing dog. Inhale, same thing now on the left side. Left leg goes high to the sky. Left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg goes high towards the sky. Left knee to right elbow. Kicking your left leg through. Inhale, right arm goes high to the sky. Left palm stays planted. If you're looking for the challenge, placing that right palm back down to the ground, slowly lowering yourself to the floor. Getting your breath and our heart rate up. Inhale, pressing back up. Left leg goes back behind, three-legged down dog. Bringing your left foot down to meet the right. Bending the knees, gazing towards the top of the mat. Inhale, your hips high. Exhale. One more gaze in, traveling to the top of your mat. Staying in this forward fold, start to shimmy your feet so that your heels are in, your toes are out, moving down into the seated position here. And take a second here to just pause. Notice what happens when things get chaotic. Your heart rate starts to beat faster. You're following the commands, you're going through the movements. Sometimes we find the flow. And sometimes we find that we're not suffering in the moment, but more so after, right? Maybe it's just getting yourself going where the suffering is, maybe it's at the end. Press your palms into the mat. Lift your hips high towards the sky. Start to bring your toes back towards the center. Big toes to touch, heels sliver distance apart. You know, we're transitioning with this. Utkatasana, chair pose. Nice generous bend in the knees. Again, lifting through the navel before hovering. Inhale, arms go up, pinkies in, thumbs out. And we're just gonna hold it here. This is your suffering, your pain. This is what you're dealing with outside of your mat. Where does your mind go when you start to feel uncomfortable? Maybe you're thinking, can she just stop talking so I can get over with this class? Maybe you get focused and quiet. There's so many lessons we can learn through our movements. Gently start to sink your hips lower, moving and transitioning into boat pose. That felt good. Keeping your legs lifted, core is engaged. Holding it here in boat pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your legs out in front of you. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, reaching for your toes for a nice fold. A little bit of abs because you can, and because we're nurses and healthcare providers, and it starts in the core to avoid any type of back pain and issues, right? So we're gonna work on that core here. Go ahead and lay flat on your back. Legs go up high towards the sky. Bringing your right leg high to the sky, left leg lowers and hovers to the floor. If this is too much for you on your lower back, feel free to bring that left leg all the way to the floor. But for a good challenge and for a good core exercise, we're gonna keep it hovering. Engaging that navel into spine, turning on your core. Inhale, arms go back behind you. And exhale, crunch, bringing your arms to frame your right leg to the sky. And release, coming back overhead. Working here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Let it go. Switch your legs. Right leg or left leg goes high to the sky. Right leg reaches out in front of you. Finding that nice hover. Arms go out overhead and exhale, lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, don't lose it, 9, last one, best one, 10, great, bring those legs back into your center for a nice ball pose. Flex your toes, point your toes, massage your lower back out, do a couple of circles on your back. Moving into bridge pose, planting your soles of your feet onto the mat, about hip distance apart. Start to walk your heels back towards your glutes, so much so that you can brush the back of your heels with your fingertips. Finding good distance. Moving to bridge pose, we're going to lift the hips, engage the core, really open up through the chest. If the bind is available, move towards your bind. If you have other back bends like camel or full wheel that's in your practice and you're feeling warmed up and ready to do that, feel free to move through that pose. We will lift here, pressing through the heels, lifting just the pelvis right here and feeling, getting adjusted, bringing that navel into spine, avoiding pressing out through the tummy. Start to walk your shoulder blades underneath you. If the bind is within your practice, find the bind. Holding this pose for about 3 breaths. And then gently start to release your shoulder blades out from underneath you and drop your tailbone towards the mat. Moving through one more variation of the back bend. Again, if wheel or camel is within your practice, any type of inversions give you the space to do whatever your body needs today. If your body just needs to rest and move into Shavasana, that is for you. If you're ready to go through your next pose, inhale, lift your lips, walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Exhale, sink into the pose, energetically pressing your thighs together. Finding calmness and stillness in the face. Not clenching onto your breath, but allowing to free flow through your body. Almost forgot I was filming. Really got into that one. Gently start to release your hips back down to the floor, walking your shoulder blades out. Almost done yet. As we start to settle the body, I'm throwing a curved ball. First, to move towards the top of our mat, sweeping the feet behind you, moving into plank pose, low plank, making a figure 11 with your forearms, left and right foot back, toes tucked, navel into spine, holding it here. Finding your breath. You start to shake, quiver, Maybe you just want to give up. It's okay. Maybe you're finding focus and serenity in your practice today. Gently release your knees to the floor. And lowering yourself down to your belly. Arms come out to a letter T. Taking your gaze towards your left fingertips. Bringing your left hip over your right hip for a nice gentle twist. As you inhale, you'll find some more pull in your twist, but as you exhale, you find that it gets a little bit easier and deeper, right? Start to bring your left leg back down towards the mat on your belly. Keeping your arms in the letter T, switching your gaze towards your right fingertips, bringing your right hip over the left, maybe placing that left or the right foot onto the ground, finding that nice twist. If you're looking for a little bit more into this, you can try and find the bind, or maybe even just grabbing for that back arm, wherever and whatever is available. Again, as you twist, finding that opening with each exhale. And when you're ready, start to transition back towards your belly. Pressing yourself up and back into child's pose, big toes to touch. And sinking down, maybe allowing your forehead to touch the ground on your exhale. Staying in child's pose. If you want to move to Shavasana on your back, I welcome that. But I want to end class a little bit differently than a typical yoga class where we get the full Shavasana. Staying in child's pose allows us to bring a lot of internal reflection. And so I encourage you to stay here, slow down your thoughts, slow down your breathing. Remind yourself of all the wins and success you've had this year as we celebrate Nurses Week. All the things you've learned about yourself. We compare yoga to nursing. We can say that our practice is what we do every day with our patients. The things that we've learned about ourselves, about our coworkers, about life in general are lessons that no other profession has the ability to learn. And that is the true beauty of nursing. But with it comes a great suffering of loss, of emotion, of pain, frustration, exhaustion, fear. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy weight and burden to carry. And I encourage you to reflect on this past year of what you've learned. May yoga help guide you through this journey. Maybe provide an outlet for you to understand more of what's happening within our bodies, within our souls, and within our minds. Thank you so much for showing up on your mat today. The light and energy in me honors and respects the light and energy in you. Thank you so much for everything. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.